Welcome to the 2025 GOLO Indoor Golf Individual League Finals. We have three competitors with us today. First to play, residing from 30,000 feet in the sky, a +5 handicap, Chris Chili Omo. Chris Chili will start us off here with a driver. Hits this one down the right side. This is a great ball. Great way to start off the finals match here. This ball will be in position A. Chili will be the best golfer in the group, but he will have to be giving out plenty of strokes. Next up will be one of those participants receiving some of the strokes. Second to play here, residing from Washington Township, New Jersey, a 25 handicap, receiving 30 strokes today, but playing some of his best golf as of late, Chris DeFlora. He's going to elect to go with less than driver here. Not a lot of length at Harbor Town, so you can get away with some less than drivers, but this one is leaking left on him early, heading for the trees, and this ball never comes down. That ball is stuck in the trees, so he's going to have a little issue there. We'll see how he plays that one. But before that, we head over to our third competitor, residing from Emerson, New Jersey. A 21 handicap, will be receiving 26 strokes today, Randy Stern. He will be electing to go with driver. Definitely will be the shorter hitter of the three in this group, but slow and steady can win the race here. You can't overpower Harbor Town. Just have to keep the ball in play and pick your spots. And he's off to a great start with that tee shot. Chili now. This second shot, Chris and Randy in a little bit of trouble. He's looking to pounce early and get out in front. He's going to need to make a lot of birdies if he's going to want to win this match. This ball is started on a great line. He is eyeing it down as it's tracking for the hole and stops right next to it. He's about 6 feet left for birdie on one. Randy was unable to reach the green with his second shot, but left himself a pretty straightforward chip and nestles this one on the green. He will have a putt for par. Now, we're going to try to keep the pace here for you guys with the strokes because there is a lot being given out as Chris rolls this putt here just over the edge. So that'll put him in for a 7. He's getting 2 strokes on this hole. Like I said, we're going to try to pace him out. So that'll be a 7 for a 5. He'll move to 1 over par. Randy now, he is putting for par, but he also will be getting 2 strokes. So if he could roll this in, this would be an early lead for him. This putt just leaks a little left on him, but that will be inside the gimme. So Chris now looking to maintain pace. We'll need to make this putt here, and he does. An early opening birdie for Chili, trying to set the tone early and let these guys know he's prepared to give them all 26 and 30 shots respectively. We jump ahead to the second hole here as we take a look at Randy's keys to success. If he's going to want to win, can't chase the length off the tee. Chili's going to hit the ball further than him. He's got to be aware of that. He can't try to chase that down. Just not going to happen. Also needs to avoid the 3 putts and avoid the water. There's some holes here with water, not much, but it is in his range. We'd like to add a 4th key to success. Also avoid the trees. Maybe a little announcer's jinx there showing the keys to success, and Randy quickly finds the trees. Not a great visual for Chris, but he's going to be able to overcome that and put this ball down the left side, leaking a little on him, and just trickles into that bunker. He's going to have to be careful. Just a few weeks ago, Justin Thomas was in that bunker, moved a few rocks, and his ball moved, cost him a penalty stroke. However, he did go on to win, so maybe that's a good sign for Chris. Chili now hit a great drive off the tee. He's going to be one of the few players, well, maybe the only player who can get on some of these par 5s and 2. There is a little length to the par 5s. He's got iron in hand, but this is leaking a little right. It's got to get through those trees. It does not. So he's going to be stuck under that tree. A tricky little third shot for him. Chris laid up, got himself to this position, and hits a great chip shot here. Nestling this one right on line with the flag. Stops about 10 feet short. He will have that putt left for par. Randy now, green side. This is his signature chipping stroke. He calls it the OJ. Just gives a little stab at it and then lets it roll out. That was a great chip there. Works for him. Leaves himself about 4 feet. Chili will have a very similar shot. After the trees, he was able to pitch it back out into the bunker. He goes with a more conventional chip. comes up a little short. Maybe Randy's onto something here. We'll see if Chili can roll that putt in. He's going to have to try to make pars. Can't be bogeying par 5s. That'll be costly for Chili as this putt is on its way and does not break for him. That burns the left edge, and he will tap in for his bogey. Chris now with his par attempt. Starts this one a little left and breaks in just like that. Chris right back in the mix. Follows up a triple bogey on 1 with a par on 2. So he is right back in the mix. Randy now looking to make his par, but that never really had a chance. Randy has a more aggressive putting stroke, likes to try to hit everything firm. However, that can cost you in some situations. Take some of the break out, but also if it misses, you leave yourself some testy ones on the way back. Circling back to those keys of success, we said no 3 putts. Randy clearly was not reading those keys. Chris now on hole 3. His keys to success. He's got to keep the driver in play. Can't rely on those strokes. He's getting a lot of strokes, but you can't rely on that. You still got to play some golf. You got to play smart, play safe, keep the ball in play. He may also be getting a little bit of the announcer's jinx as this ball's leaking left into someone's backyard, and that's going to be out of bounds. He will be forced to re-tee. So we're going to try that one again. This one also leaking left, a very similar line. This is not a replay. This is the second shot. This, however, stays in bounds. Hit that one kind of just short enough to stay out of their backyard. They're going to let him play that one. Randy was the only one to find the green here in regulation, so he has this putt for his par. For birdie, rather, I apologize. So he'll have that left. He'll tap in for par. Chili found another bunker here on 3. After a birdie on 1, he's slowly giving them back. Almost dunks that, but that's going to roll out. He's going to have some work left for his par to avoid going back-to-back bogeys. And unfortunately unable to get that one to drop. So he quickly gives back that birdie on 1 with 2 bogeys right away. Chris now with this putt here for triple bogey and to remain just 1 off the lead. He's going to give this one a good run. Starts it straight at the hole, expecting no break, but just runs out of speed at the end, so it's going to tail off. And we were playing a little hot potato with the lead. Chili had it early. Randy took over on the Chris took over on the second hole. And now Randy gets himself tied for the lead as we take a look at Chili's keys to success. He's going to have to get the tee box early, which he accomplished on the first hole, however, quickly squandered that. He's going to have to avoid double bogeys, cannot have any double bogeys given all these strokes, and he's going to have to be patient. He's one that likes to try to use his length and try to power away at these golf courses. Harbour Town's not the place. However, that is a great shot there as he sticks his approach shot to 6 feet. He will have a chance to get one of those bogeys back and tap that in for birdie. Chris found water off the tee, so this is his 4th shot here and almost holes that. Would have been a hell of a bogey there, but that's going to bounce off, roll out to about 5 feet, but he is able to make that putt for 5. Randy here, his caddy joined us in the booth to watch that lovely chip there. He is his son. He was replaced for a match by his other brother, and then Chris was quickly fired. Ant was put back on the bag. We'll see maybe later today. Ant may be fired as well. Randy has a short leash on his caddies as he misses that putt. And then Chili also burns the edge on these birdie putts. He's going to have to convert on those if he's going to want to have a chance. So even with that birdie putt missing, Chili will remain 1 over, and he takes the lead back. Another shift here. We've shifted the lead 4 times through 4 holes as we head to the 5th. Par 5. Longer hole, little dog-leg left. Chili lucky bounce here out of the bunker, hops out. So he's going to have about 250 left. He may be the only one who can get to this 1 and 2, similar to the second hole we saw earlier. He's got 3 wood in hand. He's going to take aim at this hole. He starts it on a good line, but again, another par 5, another leaking right second shot from Chili. He's going to find himself in a little trouble. Went from position A to some not ideal situations there right of the green under the tree. Randy, however, laid up, playing a little more conventional, and he's taking dead aim with this wedge. He's going to have himself a nice little birdie putt as this nestles in there roughly 15 feet. Great shot there from Randy. Chili now under the tree for his 3rd, trying to get up and down for birdie. An aggressive approach here with a 9-iron. This one's coming in hot. He thinks that was a bad read. He's going to check it. He's not going to love what he sees. That was not a bad read. That was a bad shot. So he's going to have to chip this. He's got some work left to do here if he wants to get up and down just to save par now. So this chip shot here caught that a little heavy. That's not going to roll out the way he would like. So he's going to have some work left. Randy putting for birdie. Chris here, again, found some water off the tee, so he has this for 5. Trying to get it to break, just not enough, but taps in for 6. He will remain, that was a 6 for 5, so he will be remaining at 3 over par. Chris now to stay 1 over and rolls that in. That is a clutch par putt there from Chili. Randy now, his birdie putt just misses. So he is going to have this left for par, and that'll drop. So that is a par for eagle for Randy. So he'll move to even par and jump back out in front as we head to the 6th hole. Chris and Randy both found some trouble down the left. Randy takes a smart approach here, just lays this one up to the middle of the fairway. We have our 5th lead change, by the way, through 5 holes as Randy now is in front. Chris now taking a little more aggressive line, going to try to put a little stinger under those branches and just clips that branch. That could be costly there. He wasted a stroke there trying to go for it, but nonetheless, he's cleared now, so he may have a shot in at the green from where he is. Randy played it safe on the approach. He's now got this putt here. He's a little aggressive and runs this one by. He's been using this aggressive putting stroke all season. It's been working. We're not going to question it now, however. As another 3 putt for Randy, so we may want to start playing a little more conservative, but he'll tap in there, 6 for 4, remain even par, rather 7 for 5, move to 1 over. Chris leaves that first putt well short of the hole. Second putt just over the edge. We're seeing why these guys are getting the strokes. The putters are not cooperating as Chris falls back to +4. Chili, his par putt. Maybe a little nervy here for these guys in the finals as that one goes begging. Oh, Chris cleaned that one up for a 3 putt. This is a rare 4 putt. We're chalk it up to a 3 putt technically for the stat sheet. The first one was from the rough, so we'll count that one as a chip for him. We'll be generous here in the scoring table, but costly hole here for Chris as he does move to 4 over par through 6. He's now 4 back from Randy. Chili falls to 2 over par, so he'll be 2 back from Randy. We jump ahead to the 7th hole as we're joined by the Players Association president, Mr. Ryan Campanella himself. He was a big advocate in the push to expand the playoffs this year. We went from 4 players in each time slot to 8 players in each time slot. Ryan is also in the league, and unfortunately, even expanding the league twice the size was not enough to let him in. He fell to a mere 17th place, I believe. So he's hoping to maybe expand it to a 20-team playoff next year. Maybe he can get himself in. We'll see if that works. As we watch these players have a little tough hole here, but Chili makes bogey. He'll move to 3 over par. Randy able to make his 4 for 3, and Chris also tough hole, found the water off the tee, so he ended up with a 5 for 4, and he moves to 5 back off the lead. Jump ahead to the long par 4 8th hole. Chili, the only one able to reach this green in 2. This was a long one. This was roughly 440 yards off the tee. So with that length, Chris has some work here left for his par. Unable to convert there, but he is able to roll this one in for bogey, and that'll be a 5 for 3. Gets him back to 4 over par. However, Randy also with a great chip shot. He has this for his par putt. This one's on a good line, but just comes up short. Maybe that aggressive putting stroke. He learned a little bit there past few holes, so he's going to tap this one in for his bogey, 5 for 3, and he's going to move to 1 under par. Chili looking to roll this one in for birdie. Another short birdie miss. Chili's going to have to convert on these short birdies if he's going to want to hoist the trophy. So Randy now, as we head to the 9th hole, holds a 4-stroke lead over Chili and a 5-stroke lead over Chris. This is the shortest par 4 here at Harbor Town. It's a little over 320, 330, somewhere in that range. So Randy's going to look to take advantage. He'll have one of his shorter approach shots in. Hits a great drive. Chris now going with driver. He's been going back and forth, driver and hybrid. He's going to stick to the driver here. Catches a little thin, but again, distance not necessarily needed on this hole. That's going to be enough. He'll be in the go zone, able to take dead aim. Chili's trying to go bombs away here. He's got some tree issues down the left. We'll see if it can skate past and just barely squirts past those trees. So we'll have a clean look in from there. Head back to the fairway. Chris first to play. He's eyeing this flag down. Needs to make a move. You do not want to make the turn 5 strokes back. And this ball starts on a great line. We'll see if it's the right club. It's on a fantastic line and stops right in there, 14 feet. That is the shot Chris needed to get back on track. Randy now, a little bit of pressure applied. He's been in cruise control for this front 9. And, feeling the pressure there. This ball maybe the dreaded S word. We're not going to say it, but that hit very close to where the heel meets the shaft of the club. So that ball's in some issues. Chili has to watch that and follow up hit next. Able to kind of block that out of his mind. He also puts one in there 14 feet for birdie. See if he can roll a putt in here. Randy now trying to recover. Not a little tree trouble, but was able to get kind of a clear look here. Puts this on the green. Has about 40 feet. We'll see what he can do here. Still a chance to save par and take the lead into the back nine. He hits this putt very aggressive. I take back what I said. He did not learn anything from the aggressive putting stroke. Hammers this ball from the green to about a foot or so into the rough. Could probably still putt from there, but elects to go with a high lofted wedge. The signature stab just falls short of the green. He leaves that one now on the fringe. He's got some work left now just to try to save double bogey. And this ball's not going to drop. He's got a little bit of a 5-6 footer now to save triple. We'll see if he can get this to drop. Puts it at the left edge and in. But with that, Randy will fall back to even par. Chris now licking his chops. If he can roll this birdie in, this would be a 3 for a 1. And it drops. What a swing. That is a 4-stroke swing as Chris goes from 5 back to just 1 back. Chili looking to make a birdie and join the shift. Unable to get that to drop, but he will clean that up for his par. So as we make the turn here, Randy will be even par. Chris 1 over, just 1 stroke back, and Chili will finish the front 9 at +3 as we head to the backside. He's got some ground to make up. Now, as we head to the 10th hole, coming off a birdie, Chris is going to hit the first tee shot, and this is leaking left. He could be giving this one away quickly. That ball needs to sit and just holds on before it catches that slope. So he'll be able to stay dry, see if he can take advantage. His second shot didn't go too great, but this is not a bad recovery here from the trees. He's going to leave himself a decent little approach. He is still getting 2 strokes on this hole, so not bad there. As we're joined by a celebrity here in the booth. This is the famous Baked by Brie. The league night loves when there's chocolate chip cookies present. Speaking of chips, Chili with a great one here at the hole. Oh, and off the stick. You got to pull the pin, Bonesy. He's going to tap that one in, though, for par. He'll remain at 3 over. Chris, good putt here from off the green. Leaves himself just about 6 feet, so he should be able to clean this one up for bogey. Oh, and plays a little too much break, so that short one gets away from him. That's going to be a 6, so he'll remain at 1 over. Randy now with his putt on the way. This also is not going to drop, but another double for him, so he'll remain even par and remain a 1 stroke up on Chris. We now head to the par 4 11th hole. Chili looking to eye this one down on the green, safely on. He'll have himself another look for birdie. Randy and Chris both missed the green. This is Randy's 3rd stroke here, but this is a great one. A great recovery there. Throws that one in there nice and tight. He's got about 9 feet left for his par putt. Chris actually found water off the tee here, so this is his 4th shot, but that is a great chip there. He'll have about 10-ish feet left for his bogey, 5 for 3. Looking to kind of get a stroke back. Chili looking to roll in a birdie. He's been cold since that hot start on 1. He's been hitting some good putts. That's another good putt, but just not good enough to drop. So he'll remain 3 over par. Chris looking to remain at 1 over, just 1 off the lead, and rolls it in. A great putt there from Chris. Randy now trying to follow that, and he does. So he will stretch the lead now to 2 as a 5 for 3. But quickly, as we head to the 12th hole, he looks like he's ready to give some back as this tee shot finds the trees right fairly quickly. He's going to have some work left, isn't he? Chris now looking to close the gap, and he follows Randy into the woods, playing some cart golf here as they both nestle one up over there on the cart path. Chili's going to have to take advantage here. We only got about 7 holes left. We have 7 holes left. He's got to take advantage if he wants to close this gap. 5 down, and he pipes this one right down the middle. Never a doubt from Chili as he smokes it down the middle. He'll be looking to try to make a birdie and get back on track. But before that, we're going to have to wait a little bit as Chris and Randy made a bit of a mess here. They're kind of going a little left, a little right, putzing around. But eventually, they will get their ball closer to the hole than Chili after a few strokes. So now Chili with his attempt, trying to get one up on the green close so he can make a birdie. And this is on a great line, headed just left of the pin, a little long, but going to zip back. And that's going to nestle in there to about 8 feet. He's going to have that left for birdie. Randy eventually found the green. This was his putt for 6. That's going to miss, so he's going to tap in for a 7 for 5 and give one back. Move back to 1 under par. Chris's attempt now on a good line and in, so he will make a bogey. That was actually a bogey after a little putzing around. He had a good up and down there for bogey. So that was 5 for 3, so he's going to tie it up at 1 under. Chris trying to keep pace. Smooth roll there, bottom of the cup. So he will now move just 3 back as we head to the witching hour. We have 6 holes left here. In the wise words of Scott Hansen, this is where wins become losses and losses become wins. Chili is hoping that is true. Chris and Randy are hoping that that is just a little bit of a fugazi, but Chris trying to make his point loud and clear here as we head to the tricky par 4 13th hole. He's going to blast this one past all the danger. This is a tight hole. If you're a little left, little right, you could be blocked out from the green, but Chili past the danger. Speaking of being blocked out, we see Randy showing you exactly what I was speaking of, and we did mention earlier he has a short leash for his caddies. This is about the moment where Anthony was fired, told him stop watching, maybe go home. Asked him for a little bit of advice on that one. He said just blast it through the trees. That was definitely not the strategy. So he had to punch out. Chris also had to punch out. And Chili looking to try to make back-to-back birdies. He's going to have about 20 feet left. After Chris's punch out, he almost finds this bunker. That would have been devastating, but just creeps on. So he's going to leave himself a decent look for par. Randy now has this putt for bogey from a distance, but a great lag putt. He's going to cozy that one up there. Leave himself a little 4-footer. He's been a little testy with these, but never a doubt there. Chili now from 19 feet, a little triple breaker and wiggles in. He will go back to back, and now he's just 1 over par, 2 back from Chris. But this putt on the way just misses. Nonetheless, Chris is going to tap that in, 5 for 3. That's a birdie. He's 2 under, so he keeps a 3-stroke lead, or moves to a 3-stroke lead as we head to the par 3 14th hole. A lot of water. For those familiar with the Go-Low Finals, we've seen a disaster on this hole between the Durans last year. We saw about a total of 6 balls in the water. I think the winning score on that hole was a 9. So Chris and Chili saw that video, played it safe. Randy played a few practice rounds. Not sure if he did his research, though. He is going to hit a Duran shot here, and this will find the water. He is playing himself out of this. After having the lead making the turn, he quickly finds himself 2 down and another ball in the water. This is disastrous here. Be careful at home. I think if you just saw something fly across your screen, that may have been the wheels coming off for Randy. This is going to be a tough hole for him. Now, Chili, coming off back-to-back birdies, looking to make it 3 in a row. Almost. But that is a great putt nonetheless. He will clean that one up for par. Great hole for Chris. Remains 1 over par. Chili, rather, 1 over par. Now, Chris had to chip one up. Not his best chip, but almost puts it in from the fringe. Another shot off the stick. But that'll be in. He'll tap that in, 4 for 3. He'll remain 2 under. Chili remains 1 over. Randy's cleaning up this mess here. He made, I believe, a 7 for 6. He did. So that will put him to 3 over par. He is now 5 back. Now we head to the long par 5 15th. This was a bit of a mess of a hole. All 3 players laid up at least 3 times. Interesting strategy. But nonetheless, Chris finds the green. Chili finds the green. Chili will actually be putting for par. Chris is putting for bogey. Randy's putting for something more than both of those. That was, I believe, for a 7. So he's making another bit of a mess. Taps it in for 8 for 6, and he'll take a bogey. Moves to +4. Chris's bogey putt not going to drop, so he'll make double, remain at 2 under. Chili able, though, to get up and down there. That was a bogey, so he will drop a stroke. He's now 4 down with 3 to play. Chris with a comfortable lead, not his best tee shot. Opens the door here a little bit for Chili on the 16th hole, but Chili also finding some danger off the tee. Not his best effort. He's going to have to step on the gas soon. Chris now trying to let him back in it. This is going to also find a little danger left, but gets a great roll out of the bunker. That will be okay. We're joined here now in the booth by Luke Arce. Luke Arce, well known in the league for never missing a playoff. He's been in, I believe, 5 different leagues between scramble leagues, individual leagues. He's made the playoffs in every league he's ever played in, but never got his name on the coveted trophy. So maybe one day. He even tried adding me as a partner here as the host, and we made it to the finals, but came up just shy. So he's eyeing down, can't wait for the fall league to start. Looking to make his playoff push and then hopefully win a championship. As we resume here to the action here, Chris making a bit of a mess here. Coming down the stretch, he's going to have to hit a better chip than that. Not much better, but he is now on the green. He'll have that putt left for 6. This could still save par if he can roll this in. He's getting 2 strokes. Just sneaks by the hole. So that is going to be a treacherous putt. Now has this left to try to clean it up, and another short one, and another one drops. Chili now on the way, looking to make his par, and he does. So he'll remain 2 over. Chris was able to roll that in. I'm sorry, he was only getting 1 stroke there. That was a 7 for a 6, so he gave 2 back. So he is now just clinging on to a 2-stroke lead with 2 to play. So we head to the par 3 17th. A lot of water again on this par 3 down the left side now, not the right. So Randy, 5 over. Going to need a bit of a miracle, but we're not out of time yet. He's getting a stroke here. Chris also getting a stroke here, and they will both be receiving 2 strokes on the par 4 18th. So anybody's game at this point. Chili looking to take advantage. He has cut into the deficit. It was once irrelevant. He's now in contention, taking his time on this tee box. Eyeing down the flag. This ball started on a great line. Needs to go just a little bit, but this is going to be drawing safely up there. That is a great shot. He's going to nestle that one in there just inside 10 feet. He is going to have a putt for birdie to try to close this gap just a little bit more. Chris now doesn't need to do anything overly aggressive. Like I say, he's got 2-stroke lead. He's still getting 3 strokes, 1 here, 2 on the next hole. Anything dry would be a good shot here. We're joined by the inaugural champ, Ryan McConnell, won the first ever Golo League and probably the biggest blowout in league history. 9-hole match at the time as Chris tops this one a little bit, and that will find the water. Didn't really cross anywhere, so going to have to re-tee. Starts this one on a better line, but that's also leaking left. That needs to find... that does not find land. That's also going to find the water. Did cross a little bit up. I don't know. This may have been the best drop, so this one was better. Could have used this shot the first time, but Chris now in a bit of danger. Once with a comfortable 2-stroke lead, he's now seeing it dissipate pretty quickly. He's chipping this one across the green, so he's going to have some work left there. He has that chip left, I believe, for a 7 after those penalty strokes. Randy almost rolls that in, but that'll be good for Randy's 5 for 6. He'll make another bogey there. I'm sorry. 5 for 4, and that'll be good for a bogey. Chris now this putt on the way for 8, and that does not drop. So Chris is going to leave himself this putt here, cleaning it up for a 9. So that'll be a 9 for an 8, and that'll move him to 5 over par. He is now 3 back if Chili can 2-putt this, but Chili has other thoughts. He's going to roll this one in for birdie. And he's going to stretch that lead to 4. He will now hold a 4-stroke lead heading into the 18th hole. Again, Chris getting 2 strokes. Randy now 6 back's going to need a minor miracle as Chris's length makes this hole fairly easy. Chili's length makes this hole fairly easy. He's going to pump this one down the fairway, widest part of the fairway for where he lands the ball. Chris and Randy are going to have a little more difficulty. This is a long carry on the line that Chili just took, so they're going to play it smartly down the right side here. Randy, safe approach. He's going to find the fairway. Really going to have to hope for a bit of a disaster, but there is still second place on the line. Randy and Chris fighting for that silver medal. Can't give up just yet. Chris now also looking down that right side, and he too is going to put this ball safely in the fairway. Chili will now have to wait as Chris and Randy are going to have some long approach shots in. So the downside to playing it down the right side does make the hole much longer. Randy's almost found the trees, but able to escape by, so he safely lays his shot up there. He's going to leave himself a nice 100-ish yard approach shot in, try to get up and down for his 4 for 2. Chris is going to try to follow something similar to that. He's also gone down the right side. He takes a little more aggressive. He had the length to potentially roll one on if he hit it perfect, but nonetheless, a safe play, smart play, keeps it dry, leaves himself about 70 yards in. Chili now just needs to find land, clinging on to a 4-stroke lead, and this ball safely going to be over the water. Gonna just leak a little right on. Will hold on to the green though. He'll have about 25 feet left for birdie. Gonna think he could probably 3 or 4 putt that one for the lead unless anything crazy happens. Randy now, he's also gonna miss the green with his 3rd stroke. So Chris now, this would be a 3 for 1. This would be a double eagle. This could drop, and he starts this on a tremendous line. This ball is tracking. Oh, and just runs out of steam, a foot short. That will be a gimme 4, so that is a 4 for 2. There's no quit in Chris. He's going to move it to +3, so now Chili needs to avoid double bogey. Again, this putt is for birdie, so it would take a minor miracle still at this point as Randy cleaned up his 6 for 4. He was in for, stays at +7. Chili now, this putt for the win. It's on the way, just short and just outside the gimme range. He's going to have to earn it if he wants to make this one and remain at +1. Still 3 putts here for the win. A mere formality as Chili eyes this one down, looks at the hole, on its way, and in. And with that, Chris Chiliomo will be your 2025 Golo Indoor Golf League champion. We want to thank everyone for tuning in, all of those who participated in the league. Chris and Randy for putting up a fight there. Really made Chili work for that. He was down and out after 9, and what a comeback there as he is awarded the championship belt. We'll get him a trophy as well. Chili, hard-fought battle. A lot of practice rounds, and these were probably all 3 of their worst scores here. So a little pressure kicked in, but Chili prevailed as he is now your 2025 champion. As the weather gets warmer, the champion remains Chili.